Today on Make It Take It Outdoors, the Inu Rig. Stay tuned. All right, so you may have already seen this on the interwebs, but this is the Inu Rig. It incorporates a line through the hook, which is skinned right there, down through a couple tubes, and is held by a split ring here at the bottom. And that imparts some crazy action. I first saw this on a guy's channel called Hirosans TV. He is a Japanese bait maker. Really got a good channel. So what I'm going to do is link his channel down below. I think you really should check it out. It's really cool stuff he does. And like I said, he's the originator. He deserves the credit because this is really a cool rig. I'm going to do a couple variations at the end to show you what I've been messing around with, trying to get some practice in just to see what you can do with it, with like a fluke and everything. But I think this is going to be a pretty cool rig for like smallmouth, largemouth. The one thing I'm going to worry about on this, and I think I mentioned this in the build, but I'm worried about the durability because you got, this hook skinned here, right there, and it's going to be getting pulled pretty hard. This split ring is going to keep it from going through, but how messed up is this thing going to get? We don't know. All right, well, enough of that. I'm going to take you to the build now. So let's go. All right, so let's get started. Picked up one of these. I don't know if it's exactly what kind of worm. It's a yum, but picked one, package of them up, because as it turns out, all I have is short worms and everything, not enough body on them really to work with. So what we want to start off with is we're going to do about a 30-degree angle here. Hirosans tutorial made that kind of clear that it helps when you're looping the lines through and everything. Use a toothpick to start the hole, but then I've got these straws. They're called cocktail straws. They're kind of like coffee stirrers. I found them at Kroger. I'll put an affiliate link down below. Okay, Kroger doesn't have affiliate links, and if they did, it'd be pork rinds and guacamole on my page. But, so we're going to just slide it down through there, the hole I made with the toothpick. And you can see it's about that much of an angle. The other tutorials I've been watching, everyone wants to put the S-bend in and shove it through all at once, and I don't think you really need to do that. So I'm not going to do that. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and glue this one in because of the way I'm doing this. All right. And then I just pull that straw back up through there and it'll stay glued there. The other thing that Hirosan mentioned was to leave about 1 millimeter or so of the tube sticking out. He said it seems to do better with it, without keep it from hanging up and everything. So we'll do that. All right, so that's tube number 1. The hook will go up here, and we're going to come down and then go back up this direction. So we make sure we keep in line, and we go down with the toothpick again. You can see the angle. One thing that's going to help you out when you're using straws like this, because they're not super stiff, trim it at an angle like that so it kind of pokes through easier. Alright, see you. Just go follow that hole through there. We've got kind of a A-frame going. One thing I noticed is a little off there. So let's try. There we go. That's better. Still in line. All right. And again, we're going to put a drop of super glue on that. Pull it back through. All right, so got the first two. If you hear the bells in the background, the boys, as we call them, the two kittens, are playing. Last night when I was trying to film a video, they had the zooms, so it was pretty much pandemonium in the house. They were chasing each other everywhere. All right, so the line will come through here. The hook will be right here. So it'll come up through and then come back up here. And so we're going to do this one at this kind of an angle. So I just got to make sure I'm lined up with the other ones. Oops, sorry. Then we'll just go come back towards them. So, once again, just a little bit of super glue. A little bit too much, maybe. Who knows? There we go. I just got to trim off this end here. And one thing you'll notice, we haven't done anything with the line. We're not worried about that right now. We're just trying to get this all set up. So there we go. We've got our 3 straws through. Up, down, then back out, and this is where the split ring will be. All right, so let's go ahead and tie that on. And let me find the end of here. Done with that. Need that, need that. Done with that. Now I think when I actually fish with these, I'm going to make about a 2-foot length of line so I can tie it onto a, it looks like Hirosan and others were tying it onto a clip that was on their main line for the their fishing rod. And that sounds like a pretty good idea because I do like braid, but I also want to have a clear line for this. Hold on here. Now, the operative word being clear line, and I couldn't see what I was doing. All right, if I suddenly jar the camera, it's because one of the kittens is now playing with my foot. And back down through this one. There we go. And then we'll go back up through the tail. All right, so I'm going to tie this split ring on, and you won't watch me tie because I'm going to have to move it. So I'm going to pause this. All right, we're back. So got the line tied on, and as you can see, like I said, it's hard for me to see this line, but even on the table, when you pull it, it starts wiggling and everything. Now I just got to put the hook on. Now the hook, since you're going this way, we're going to go up through the bottom of the hook. If we were feeding the line, like as we were doing this all together, then we'd go through the top and then down. But since we're doing this kind of, I'm not sure if it's piecemeal, but you know what I mean. All right, so I line up the eye of the hook to that tube. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I'm going to bring it up here. All right, so we're gonna line those up. Lined up, I need to figure out where I need to skin the hook, and it's gonna be right about there. So just take my hook, and because of the worm oil on these worms, my hands are a little slick. But there we go. Should be fine. Then you just gotta kind of feed it through a little bit. But there you go. And when you set the hook, the split ring, hold on here, let me fit that through just a little more. There we go. Split ring will prevent it from coming off, the hook coming off your line, because it'll go up that way. My question for this thing is going to be, how durable is it? You know, are we talking 1 or 2 catches and then it's going to be trash? Because this is going to get torn out. I know it is. But I guess the only way I'm going to find out is take it out on Sunday, maybe, see if I can catch anything on it. But there you go. That is the Inu Rig. And I actually did make a couple of variations of it. I grabbed a fluke, and one thing, I was just kind of, you know, making the tail flop around there. And then this smaller worm, it's kind of like a Cinco with a paddle tail on it. It's made by Yum, but I don't remember what it's called, and the label on it is obliterated. So, but this guy. Now, I only made it with, you can see 2 connections, and it still gets some action. But I think it would have been better had I stretched this one out a little bit more down towards the tail. That would give it more of a, more leverage, kind of like a fulcrum effect there. All right, so there you have it, the Inu Rig. Again, Hirosans TV is a guy who first brought this to everyone's attention. I'm pretty sure he's the inventor. I'm going to link his channel down below. I probably already said that, but that way you guys can take a look at his channel. Obviously, it's in Japanese, but this is kind of universal stuff. You know, figuring out how to build a lure and everything. Yeah. One thing I forgot to mention is these octopus hooks are size 2. And I just picked up a pack today because I was out. So there you go. All right. Well, hold on. All right, so that's the build. It's a fun build. Like I said, I'm going to try it out. Probably in the Olentangy for some smallmouth. If you see a video of it, that means it worked. If you don't, just think of it as a sunset picture. Lure making sunset picture. I didn't catch anything. I've had a lot of those this year. Okay. All right, so if you like videos like this, do me a favor and check out my other content. It doesn't get outdated because all these lures are, you know, evergreen, they call them. It's not like it was the lure of 2019 and it never worked after that. No, lures worked, you know, throughout the decades and everything. So check out some of my other content. This is video 100 for me. So there's a bunch out there to check out. That being said, do me a favor. If you like this video, hit like. Leave me a comment. Let me know what else you'd like to see made. And if you really like my stuff, hit subscribe. Maybe even that little bell for notifications so you know when I post another video. Doing them about every week now. And we're going to be transitioning. This is late October 2021. We're going to probably transition. I'm going to do a little bit more trout fishing this year. Kind of discovered it last year and realized that it was a lot of fun. You know, the river I fish in doesn't freeze over, so it gave me a way to fish all year round. So that's about it. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful evening or day or morning. Who knows what time of day it is for you, but tight lines.